Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is time. You're asking yourself, well, what just happened? WrestleDream, the first ever WrestleDream, the AEW pay-per-view honoring the legendary Antonio Inoki, went down last night, and some things happened. So let's just dive right into it. We had our pre-show with Tony Khan in the ring with Rocky Romero, Katsuyori Shibata, two of Inoki's grandchildren. It was just an honor and a tribute to him. Something simple, nothing crazy. Also on the pre-show, we had the team of Mercedes Martinez, Diamante, Shane Taylor, and Lee Moriarty taking on Billy Starks, Athena, Satoshi, Kojima, and Keith Lee, and the Faces won. This match went about 6 minutes. This was fine, and my only thing with this match was the women didn't need to be in this match. They could have just been in a separate match. You could have put two separate matches on back-to-back on the pre-show with Mercedes versus Billy and Athena versus Diamante. It seems this was the story they were telling on Ring of Honor. Next up, we had Josh Barnett taking on Claudio Castagnoli. This was a fine match. Claudio won. They shared some words in the ring, showing respect for each other and the respect that they have for Antonio Inoki. Nick Wayne in the quote-unquote main event of the pre-show lost to Luchasaurus. Actually, no, this wasn't the main event of the Zero Hour. The main event of 0 Hour was the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn defending the AEW Trios Championships against TMDK, Shane Haste, Mikey, Nicholls, and Bad Dude Tito. And of course, the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass won. The highlight of this match was Max Caster's rap, where he had a line of calling out Shane Haste and for being in Retribution, and the slapjack line. It was really good and solid. We had to start the pay-per-view. The first match in the card was MJF defending his Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship against the Righteous in a 2-on-1 handicap match. And before the match started, MJF said that he would body slam Dutch of the Righteous, and yeah, he actually did that at one point during the match. MJF won to retain the tag team championships. He won with the kangaroo kick and the heat seeker on Dutch. You knew he was going to win. I expected MJF, to get a partner, possibly Roderick Strong. This wasn't good for the Righteous. Early in their run, getting a nice sizable push, they lose a 2-on-1 handicap match filled with comedy spots. And listen, you can't, there's no shame in losing to the world champion, but you have the advantage. They probably should have put the championships on the Righteous, but Tony wanted to give MJF and Adam Cole some more legs. Next up, we had one of the matches that I was most looking forward to, which was Katsuyori Shibata versus Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston was defending his Ring of Honor Championship and his New Japan Strong Openweight Championship, and these two just had a nice, hard-hitting match. These two dudes have respect for each other, and they just put on really a solid affair. I love Shibata. I love Eddie Kingston. Eddie hits a spinning back elbow and a power bomb with a high stack for the win, and this was just a really good battle, and it exceeded all expectations if you thought it wasn't going to. And then these two showed respect for each other after the match, and it was just good. We're establishing Eddie Kingston as a fighting champion, as someone who has heart. We already knew Eddie has the heart, and Shibata does not suffer for this loss. He is a total bad ass. Next up, we had the only women's match on the main card. It was Chris Statlander defending her TBS championship against Julia Hart, and the winner was never ever in doubt. Stat won, and this match really had a disappointing ending. Julia was really good here and showed a lot of fight and how shady she is and how dirty she's willing to get. But Chris, ever being the fighting champion, was able to overcome Julia's cheating ways. Julia went for one for the miss and it failed, but Chris hit a tombstone and then hit the, as we're calling it, it was Sunday, the Sunday Night Delight. You know the name of her finisher changes depending on what day it was. But it was good. It was solid. The AEW women's division has drawn a lot of criticism for the shoddy booking, poor character building, and the lack of focus. And it's right. And there was a chance they could have changed the things and put the championship on Julia, but Chris's championship reign is just now getting started, and she's just winning matches, and doesn't feel like she truly defeated Jade after Jade's historic run. But Julia's been growing tremendously. I want to see what they do for her here. Hart's run of dominance pretty much was squandered into this title match, so we'll see what's next. Next up, we had the Guns versus the Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks versus Orange Cassidy and Hook, with the winner earning a tag team championship match against the AEW World Tag Team Champions. And this was a fast-paced multi-man match, and I don't know how to even sum up everything. 12 minutes, action. It looks like injury has befelled Rey Fenix, and I hope it's not legit, because he is also the international champion. The Bucks won, and I think a lot of fans didn't want the Bucks to win. And this is not even like from the CM Punk detractors. So we'll see. This was cool. Everybody looked cool here. It was a fine, fun match. Next up, we had Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Page, and I told you, y'all, my head said Hangman would win. My heart said Swerve would win, and Swerve won. Oh my God, Swerve won. And we can tell the story. This was a really, really good match. This could possibly be the match of the evening. Swerve was overwhelmingly over, and Hangman did his best to help elevate Swerve. These two put on a really, really fine showing, and Swerve wins. Not only does Swerve win with the house call, 2 house calls, but he won with the JML driver, which is a sick finisher. The crowd was a little dead for this, which I don't get why, seeing the Swerve was, well, we were in his house, and the crowd got on Hangman, but I think this is only because we're in Swerve's house. And Swerve played a babyface role here. Page seemed a little rough around edges, and this worked just like how we did I think it was Mox and Punk at All Out in Chicago, I think a year ago, and Mox leaned into not being the good guy here. This was good. I really, really loved this match. Next up, Wheeler Yuta versus Ricky Starks, and this was essentially a good match. They got lost on a full card to give Ricky Starks a win. These two worked hard together. Mox was on commentary for this match. He was also came out, made his return earlier with Claudia, so it was good to see him in good spirits. This was fine. This was fine. This Big Bill got involved. Mox was just there chilling. This match would have been better if it was like a main event for Dynamite or Collision. It didn't need to be on this card. But this was still good. It could have got a little bit more breathing. Like I said, it was another card. Next up, we had our dream match: Zack Sabre Jr., Bryan Danielson. No championship in the line. This is just a technical wrestling masterpiece. And ladies and gentlemen, this match was everything we wanted and more. I can't even begin to go over the counters and the moves that they were popping out. This was so good. Mox stayed on commentary for this match. There were kicks and uppercuts and tweakings of the arms and legs and just everything we wanted from this match we got. And it was so beautiful. It really was. Danielson won, but he didn't win by making Zack Sabre Jr. tap out or a TKO. No, he won with the Busaiku knee. And that's why Zack Sabre Jr. refused a handshake after the match, because we were supposed to get a technical match. Somebody to get tapped out or, ref stoppage. Nah, you won with an attack. And that is upsetting to Zack Sabre Jr. This was such a fine match. It had great storytelling, because these two are just amazing at what they do. This match probably could have been elevated even higher. Mox was really good on commentary. He gave really good thought-provoking commentary with astute comments, and then going on these weird one-off tangents, just showing some personality. The in-ring action, though, once again, amazing. These two dudes traded holds and counters, went for traditional moves. It was just creative, and it shows you why Bryan Danielson is probably the GOAT. Sabre Jr.'s excellent work on Danielson's arm built up that, you didn't think Danielson was going to get the W, but he did, and that's why he won with the knee. It was the match of the night, by far. Next up, we had the 6-man tag with Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, and Chris Jericho taking on Konosuke Takeshita, Will Ospreay, and Sammy Guevara. And once again, the Don Callis family won. We have our individual stories being built up in this match between Ospreay, Takeshita, and Sammy versus the opposing team. And it looks like Don Callis has Kenny's number. Kenny worked the bulk of the match early to set the stage up for Jericho for a hot tag, and then for Ibushi, Ospreay is just amazing. This might be the best wrestler on the planet right now. The in-ring work was really good, and Jericho took the fall. Sammy pinned him, and it was solid. Don Callis got interfered, as of course he would, because he hit Jericho with the baseball bat. But this has to, and the faces are going to ultimately win this feud, but just giving the three heels more and more heat worked. Next up, we had FTR defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships versus Aussie Open, and once again, another awesome tag team match by FTR. And you figure with the Young Bucks winning earlier, you knew that FTR was going to win this match. Aussie Open are a really good tag team, and they isolated Wheeler Yuta really early, and then isolated Hardwood. They're a really good tag team. The hot tags really didn't go over with the crowd, but Aussie Open will always be top challengers to the top guys and to tag teams in general. These dudes and FTR put on another tag team clinic. This harkens back to their Ring of Honor match that was also absolutely amazing. Tag team wrestling is just good when done right, and it was done better than right here. I would love to see Aussie Open get another reign as tag team champions at some point. And lastly, the main event, the TNT Championship, being defended by Christian Cage versus Darby Allin in 2 out of 3 falls match. And good God, good Lord, I don't know how Darby Allin's standing is walking. Darby won the first fall with his pin, but geez, Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, Christian murdered Darby. I don't know what to say. He got into Nick Wayne's mom's face, who, yes, she is pretty hot. And once Christian pulled out the steel steps, first he started throwing Darby just around and all over the announce table. Then he dropped him on the steps with a suplex. Then he hit him with a body slam, and then he was standing on the apron and just threw Darby into the edge of the steps. And Darby died. Darby died. And Darby lost the second fall due to count out. Christian's smart. And now Rensburg and Doc Samson are checking on Darby, making sure he's not dead. So Christian is untying the canvas. While this is going on, Christian's untying the canvas and he's peeling back the ring apron and the skirting, and he's removed the padding to reveal the wooden boards under the ring. So now it's just wood in the ring. And he brings himself together. And they're doing a stretcher job on Darby. And Christian hits a frog splash while Darby is on the stretcher. And I'm like, okay. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Then he tossed him into the ring. Darby's dumbass is waving off medical help. Christian gave Darby a kill switch on the wood, and Darby kicked out. Dude, just go down. You're already dead. Christian went for a spear. It didn't work. And Christian gets the upper hand one more time after Darby hit a scorpion death drop, and Christian went for another spear. Darby ducked, and Christian speared Bryce Remsburg, right? Okay. Cage dropped Darby with a low blow, and he's rolling out of the ring to get the TNT title, and he's going to hit him with it. Nick Wayne comes out, grabs the title, and of course you know what's going to happen. He hits Christian Cage because Darby thought Nick Wayne was going to help him. Nope. And now Nick Wayne has a father figure in Christian because after the match he hugged Christian. Oh my God. And Darby was dead. Sting comes out to help his son. And Luchasaurus comes out and they take out Sting. So now you got Christian, Luchasaurus, and Sting. Nick Wayne murder Sting. Darby Allin's dead, and then we have our feature presentation. It's a vignette of a man driving down the streets of Seattle, and all you hear is, "You think you know me?" Metalingus plays, and out comes Adam Copeland. And Christian's like, what is going on? It looks like he's seen a ghost. Edge asked for the steel chair because they were going for the concerto on Sting and Darby. Adam hits Nick Wayne, spears Luchasaurus, spears Christian. Adam Copeland runs everybody out the ring. Sting and Edge fist bump. The crowd was nuts for this. This was great. This was a great ending to a show. Christian and Darby closed the show, and Lord, they did everything in their power with the big car crash moments. This was awesome. Darby needs to just rest. That man needs to take a month, 2 months off and just lay down. Just lay down. The post-match beating was great. The Metalingus hitting with Adam Copeland. This was good. This was anything can happen in wrestling with Edge. Now Adam Copeland, a WWE lifer, joining AEW and opposing his best friend and his tag team partner, Christian. This was great. How soon until we get the inevitable Edge Christian versus the Hardys match? How soon? But WrestleDream was great. Full Gear is coming up next month. Full Gear will be taking place November 18th. So we are 7 weeks away. That is more than enough time to build up to this event. That is what just happened of WrestleDream, honoring Antonio Inoki. Don't forget to check out the High Wrestling Podcast every Saturday. Catch me on my socials. I am Jeremy Pierce. Peace.